You've probably heard of the dangers of modern wheat, but have you considered that the oats in your morning porridge might not be as harmless as advertised? While oats don't contain gluten, they have a number of hidden dangers, meaning that those heart-healthy oats might actually be doing your heart more harm than good. So, in today's video, we'll look at the truth about oatmeal and heart disease, important considerations, as well as healthier breakfast options that avoid the dangers completely. Stick around until the end because we've got 2 free gifts that will help you fight heart disease naturally. And remember to click the thumbs up and subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. Now, you've probably heard that one of the main benefits of oats is that they're gluten-free. However, oats contain a unique ingredient that some researchers believe acts just like gluten in the body. This compound is called avenin, a protein found in oats, which can have effects similar to gluten, causing inflammation, particularly in the intestines, as well as damaging arteries, leading to the buildup of fatty plaque, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Approximately 1% of the global population has celiac disease, where consuming gluten prompts the immune system to attack the villi, tiny finger-like protrusions lining the small intestine. However, a larger segment of the population, estimated up to 13%, has sensitivity to gluten, a condition often termed non-celiac gluten sensitivity. Now, research shows that avenin in oats can have a similar effect. But the tricky thing is, just like gluten, our response to avenin can vary from person to person, and can change depending on where the oats come from. For example, a 2012 study found that different types of oat plants tend to cause varying levels of immune reactions. This might be because their genetic makeup is different in ways that affect how our immune system sees and reacts to them. And just as gluten responses can range from severe to barely noticeable, avenin can trigger varying levels of immune response, due to the body misidentifying avenin as a harmful invader and launching an attack against it, resulting in inflammation and damage to the lining of the small intestine. Oats also contain lectins, the same compound found in beans, which makes beans gassy if you don't soak and cook them properly. Lectins are natural deterrents against pests. They are literal toxins, making animals sick if they eat them, thus protecting the plant as it grows. A primary concern with lectins is their ability to disrupt nutrient absorption. By binding to the intestinal lining, lectins cause inflammation and can reduce our body's capacity to absorb essential nutrients, most notably calcium, iron, and phosphorus. Over time, a deficiency in these nutrients can compromise bone health, trigger anemia, disrupt energy metabolism, and increase the risk of heart disease. Furthermore, these nutrient deficiencies can weaken our immune response and resilience to sickness. Next, we have pesticides and herbicides. That's right, oats are one of the worst chemical-laden foods, with a 2018 study by the Washington, D.C. Environmental Working Group finding herbicide traces in more than 95% of popular oat-based food samples. These chemicals not only pose a direct threat to being a potential carcinogen, but they also disrupt our gut wall, killing serotonin-producing bacteria, leading to mood disorders such as depression and anxiety. And the crazy thing is, this chemical isn't used to enhance the plant growth in any way. It's simply used to kill off the crop prematurely, making it easier to harvest the oats. Similarly, other chemicals are used at different stages of oat production, including one that stops the oat stalks from bending over. Animal studies have associated this chemical with a slew of health concerns, from interfering with fetal development and altering metabolism, to changes in skeletal structures, delaying puberty, and even nervous system damage. As you can see, in today's world of industrialized food production, it's important to understand what's really going into your food, and to realize that in the case of modern oats, the use of these toxic chemicals is extremely widespread, as we saw with the study finding traces in 95% of oat samples. And keep in mind that just because a product uses the word like natural on the label, it does not necessarily mean it's free of these chemicals. Industrial food producers have immense power. For example, in 2017, one of the world's largest food producers successfully had a lawsuit dismissed, defending their right to use the words 100% natural on their product packaging, despite chemical herbicide found in their oats. Moving on. Oats are generally considered a medium glycemic index food, meaning they don't spike blood sugar as fast as wheat-based products like bread, which is why they're promoted as a good option for diabetics. However, they can still cause a rise in blood sugar levels. This is particularly true of instant oats, which are pre-cooked, dried, and then rolled thinner than regular oats. This makes them cook quickly, but this processing also makes the carbohydrates in them rapidly break down into glucose, spiking blood sugar. Repeated blood sugar spikes strain the pancreas, lead to insulin resistance, and damage blood vessels, elevating heart disease risk, and of course, adding to the blood sugar spike of the oats themselves. You need to think about what else you're eating with the oats, such as honey, dried fruit, or the sugary additives that come in many instant oats. And there's one final compound in oats that might give you pause: amylopectin A. This carbohydrate, found in grains like oats, begins its digestion the moment it meets the saliva in your mouth, converting quickly into simple sugars. This rapid breakdown results in a swift blood sugar spike. This surge can be concerning, especially for those with metabolic issues or diabetes. Everyone's body reacts differently to carbohydrates, and the response can vary widely. If you're diabetic, it's crucial to monitor your blood sugar after consuming oats to see how your body reacts. Given these risks, as well as the lectins, avernin response, and toxic chemicals used on oats, it may be better to look for better breakfast options, especially considered that most people eat the same thing every day. Next, we'll turn our attention to healthier alternatives. But first, Heart Disease Code would love to give you a free book, The Surprising Truth About Fat and Cholesterol, plus the first episode of the untold story of heart disease, something that everyone concerned about heart health should watch. Click the link in the description below to claim these free gifts. And could you do us a favor and click the subscribe button below? Okay, let's get back to the video. So, what are better options? If you love the taste and texture of oatmeal, you might want to try Fonio. Fonio is part of the millet family. It doesn't contain gluten, avenine, or other proteins that induce a gluten-like response. Originating from West Africa, Fonio has been consumed for thousands of years, and it's rapidly growing in popularity around the world. When cooked with water or milk, Fonio takes on a creamy consistency that is reminiscent of traditional porridge or oatmeal, and it lends itself perfectly to a dash of cinnamon, further helping to improve insulin function, reduce inflammation, and regulate blood pressure. Beyond its delightful texture and taste, Fonio is a nutritional powerhouse. It's rich in essential amino acids, particularly methionine and cysteine, which play key roles in healthy DNA replication, as well as collagen production, supporting healthy skin, joints, and arteries. Additionally, Fonio provides a good dose of B vitamins, zinc, and magnesium, which is good news for your cardiovascular system. Another fantastic option is organic chia seeds, soaked in water along with your favorite heart-healthy ingredients. like avocado, berries, and nuts, which delivers a powerhouse of heart-healthy nutrients. The chia seeds are going to avoid any gluten-like responses while giving a healthy dose of omega-3 fatty acids, helping to reduce inflammation, reducing the risk of irregular heartbeat arrhythmias, and decreasing triglyceride levels, as well as potassium from the avocado, which is going to reduce strain on blood vessels. A ton of antioxidants, vitamin E, and heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Or go for eggs. As we've discussed in our video on eggs and heart health, the 1960s myth about eggs have well and truly been dispelled. Good eggs offer high-quality protein, pivotal for tissue repair, enzyme production, and muscle maintenance. Furthermore, eggs provide choline, one of the most important nutrients for reducing heart disease risk, as well as antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help stave off age-related eye conditions. Additionally, eggs are amongst the few natural sources of vitamin D, essential for bone and heart health. Opting for free-range or pasture-raised eggs can amplify these benefits, with higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin E, as the chickens have a more natural diet and lifestyle. If you currently eat oatmeal, try swapping it for one of these anti-inflammatory alternatives. And if you do choose to eat oats, stay away from fast oats or anything with added sweetener.